for however long we've been here on Earth, that's its own conversation. We've been in electrical contact with the surface of the Earth. It's only in the last 100 or so years that we've introduced rubber-soled shoes and these artificial surfaces on the ground that have electrically disconnected us from the Earth. And a lot's happened in the last 100 years as far as like nutrition and sedentary lifestyle. But this is one thing that's definitely been overlooked is our electrical contact to the surface of the Earth. So that's giving us electrical homeostasis. So number one is that it's increasing the density of negative charge in our body. And I can expand on any one of these, after this. But number two is that it's attenuating the inflammatory oxidative stress response in the body. So if you think about what's the number one killer worldwide, it's chronic disease. And what is chronic disease? It's essentially low-grade inflammation that just persists over a long period of time. And that turns into cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative, autoimmune, cancer, diabetes. All these things are linked by inflammation and oxidative stress. So where grounding comes into the picture is oxidative stress. And so you have these electrons at the surface of the Earth. So what is oxidative stress? So oxidative stress is essentially imbalance between the free radicals in your body, these reactive oxygen species, and antioxidants. So most of the time we're just overridden with these free radicals, these reactive oxygen species. But we have our own antioxidant system. And what these antioxidants do is they essentially donate electrons to these reactive species. They neutralize them. But more often than not, these antioxidants become overrun with these free radicals. And so you end up with oxidative stress. You end up with an imbalance in favor of the free radicals. And that contributes to oxidative stress. And if you do any PubMed search, inflammation, oxidative stress are going to be the number one things you're going to find as far as contributing to chronic inflammatory disease, these two processes. And so if we can affect one, this oxidative stress side of things, we can likely affect by proxy the other because they are found together wherever you're studying them in whatever condition you're studying. So where grounding comes into the picture is through that oxidative stress response, and I can elaborate on that one wherever you need me to, but I want to get to number three. I forgot to say number three, is that it charges the watery matrix battery in your body. And that's more on the esoteric side of things, if you will. But that's a very big part of this whole grounding story. And that's why I decided to call the book Earth and Water, which I'm finishing up. But there's a lot, and it's from these three things that all of these benefits stem from, the stress relief and the anti-inflammatory stuff. But there's a lot that's going on in your body when you ground, but those are the kind of its core mechanisms.
What would you say is the minimum viable dose every single day to ground to get some of those incredible benefits that you just mentioned?
That is the number one question I always get.
Is it the number one?
It's the number one question. How long do I need to ground for? AKA, how little can I get away with to see benefits from grounding? And I would say it's the most annoying answer ever is it depends. It depends. There's something that I talk about a lot in the book, and that's called your inflammatory preparedness. And that's essentially how saturated your body is with free electrons to be able to counteract excessive oxidative stress, excessive inflammation. So the more, if you're in a state of low inflammatory preparedness, essentially you're electron deficient, the more frequently you're going to need to ground, the longer you're going to need to ground for. But if you really look at it from kind of the wide lens here, is that humans are always you're meant to always be in contact with the Earth 24/7, 365. But at the same time, anything is better than nothing. I don't have an ideal time for anybody. If you look at all the research, it's going to range from instantaneous effects to, someone, they slept grounded and they saw these benefits. They went multiple days grounded and they saw these benefits. But really, I think a lot of that depends, on how much you've been insulated throughout your life.
Got it.
So
when you say sleep grounded, are you saying actually sleeping on the floor?
No. So going back to those grounding mats, those grounding sheets, those grounding pillowcases, you can utilize those. You just sleep on those. It's essentially, emulating you being outside, sleeping grounded, connected to the Earth. Wow. But there's tons of products out there like that you can buy. They're not very expensive, but it's very important that you actually, you test these products. You test your outlets if they're actually grounded. Use a multimeter, and that's essentially going to tell you if this grounding product is taking your body voltage down to, roughly 0 volts, -200, -400 millivolts.